Hello people, welcome back again. Let's keep going. I'm gonna quickly tell you guys how to use intersection tool. Before that, let me create another plane, rotate it. From information window. Okay. Now we have, I'm gonna close the grids. Now we have another surface. Let's shape this one a little bit like the previous one. I typed the exact same amount of scale degree here on the information window menu because I want it exactly intersecting each other from corner to corner. Here I'm going to explain it in 2 seconds. So we have two planes basically intersecting each other, and we will be trimming the other parts to have the exact intersection edge. How to do is basically under the surface edit menu, click and hold project tool, slide to the right. There is intersect tool. How that works is click the first surface, hit go, click the second, and it created a curve on surface. And coming here, trim tool, Shift X was my hotkey. Pick the surface that I want to trim, and I'm gonna pick the side that I need to have. Hit keep. For the other surface, at same operation, hit keep. Let's shade it, and we have the edge of these two intersected surface. So like we can, it has a history, so we can play with this around. Like let's say I didn't like very much of that curve. I'm gonna make it a little bit angular like this. It depends. It depends how you like it. It depends of your design intention. The thing is that it has a history. So why have I scaled these two surfaces exactly the same amount in the first place, like 1500 millimeters? Is basically that I'm picking the extend tool. Shift E is my hotkey under the object edit menu, clicking the edges and decreasing them a little bit, extending back. So what you see here, the initial plane surface was brought back. It's basically because of the fact that this plane's boundaries doesn't pass through the other plane. So let's take a look at this one. Let's hide and select. You see, in the first place, let's untrim this. Look, in the first curve on surface we had green dots, but in the second curve on surface we have red dots at the end of the curve on surface, which means that this curve on surface just doesn't pass through the boundary. So if we use trim tool, only the one who passes through the boundaries will be deleted. The other one stays the same. I can play with this curve on surface, but I don't want to do it because in this case, okay, let's give it a go. I can extend the curve on surface, but Alias says that it has a construction history. If I do it, I'm going to be deleting the history. Hit yes. I extend it till it passes through the boundary, and then trim tool works right now. Let's see what we have. So we have this type of intersection. It depends. Like in this case, let's delete this curve on surface. Okay, for this example, I cannot exactly touch these boundaries anymore. One way to do it is Shift W is my intersect hotkey. I'm gonna intersect these two surfaces, and I have curve on surface between. I'm gonna extend this surface till it passes through the boundary, and then I'm gonna extend back this side by pressing Ctrl Alt and left click till it hits the edge, and the other same. Right now it's perfectly trimmable, and this is how intersection tool works. I'm gonna extend this a little back. Okay, with the exactly the same method, I'm going to be playing these surfaces a little bit around and create new surfaces, intersections, and we will see what we will be ending up. So, okay. From now on, I'm going to import my preset to keep moving on. So if I do different thing, I'm going to be stopping the fast forward part of the video and explain that part, and then we'll be move on.
Guys, let me cut it right here because I'm using skin tool, which is under the on the palette under the surface menu. There is skin tool. It works like in here in this case I drew a curve and I used the surface edge, and it works like you basically pick the edges or curves and it creates surface between them. I'm sorry for cutting it again, but in this case I have changed my mind and deleted the surface that I done by using skin tool, and in here I am using freeform blend tool, which is works like exactly the same as skin. In this case I am selecting the edges of these two surfaces to create one surface, but in this tool we can create a G1 or G2 transitions between the surfaces, but instead of doing it like that, I am selecting G0 surfaces to have clean edge boundaries. Sorry for cutting it again. I am duplicating this edge in order to create a curve according to that edge. So I decrease the spans to the 1 for having the cleanest curve in the end, and I'm going to duplicate this curve on the y-axis as well, and then attach them together to have one curve. And I'm going to be using fit curve tool, which will be explained later on, in order to have one simple the cleanest curve as possible. And then I am going to be using this curve to project on top of the surface, not the initial curve that had so many spans in the beginning.